Shonen Jump anime. For this episode of Anime Month, I wanted to do something a little different. As opposed to doing gaming videos for you guys, I wanted to just do some of my top favorite shonens throughout the years. For those that don't know, shonen anime or shonen just literally means a few years. They're typically referred to as for younger boys of age of 15 or under, and they consist of mainly some would know as Dragon Ball Z, Boruto, Naruto, My Hero, Bleach, and Fairy Tail. Also One Piece, just to name a few. But right now we're gonna do my favorites Shonen Jump animes for a couple of years, and we're gonna be doing it off of the tier list. What is good, beautiful people? I'm your host, King Lion of Locks, and today we will be doing a tier list of just some of my favorite Shonen Jump animes. So without further ado, let's get into it. We're gonna do, first off, as you see the tier list, for those that don't know what a tier maker is, or tier list is, like you just go online and you can make up a list of like what you like to discuss about. And so for this one, I decided to do Shonen Jump animes. First things first, you guys can see we have Perfect being top tier, masterpiece, great, very good, fine, haven't seen, and then right under haven't seen is just trash. Looking at this list, there were a few that I haven't seen, so I couldn't justify putting them in trash, but there is one that doesn't deserve to go in trash. So one sec, we're gonna put you right there. Boruto, we're gonna get this one out the way. Boruto is the sequel to Naruto. Boruto is hot ass. It is hot ass. Well, I don't care what anyone says. You can argue with your mother. It is hot ass. It doesn't typically pick up until a time traveling arc where they have to go back in time to Naruto's era just for the show to get good. After that part, it starts to get a little bit better, and then it declines at a certain episode where they have to kill off, so to speak, an important character and nerf the other character. We don't really talk about Boruto because Boruto is hot ass. Moving on to the next one on the list, though, is Blue Exorcist. Blue Exorcist is about an anime where Satan himself came to Earth and impregnated a woman, and she gave birth to two twins. One twin developed the powers of Satan, while the other one had no powers whatsoever. Unfortunately, because he could not control his demon powers, he had a sword that would allow him to unleash it whenever he took the blade out. Speaking of blades, Comic-Con was recently a couple months ago, do this video, and I bought me this sword. It's Zoro's blade. No reason to talk about it. I could have waited, but I decided to talk about it now because I had a blade, as well as some other things that I got. We'll get into later. And my co-host Leroy. Say hi, Leroy. Don't be playing with Leroy. He got the kunai knife on deck. Show him what you working with, Leroy. See this? Yeah, he don't play. Thank you, Leroy. He be watching over the house when I'm gone. Anyway, since Satan's twins were fighting the demon world, they became exorcists. For the anime itself, the beginning, middle, and end was pretty good. It wasn't like peak anime. The manga, I believe, is still going. I could be wrong. I was reading the manga after I finished the anime, and the manga it takes a different turn. It's pretty good. I'm gonna have to put it in good, only because the show was good. The characters I liked. The ending, though, for the anime was kind of lackluster. I won't spoil it for those that may want to go see it. I would definitely say to go watch it. It's just it wasn't peak. Next we go up to is Assassination Classroom. Now, Assassination Classroom, it's about this alien that comes down and he inhabits this school of the delinquent kids. And he said that if these kids can kill him, he will not blow up the earth. While they have this going on, he also wants to teach these kids so that way they can be better members of society. I will definitely say that if anyone is up for a tearjerker anime that has a really good heartfelt ending, I would definitely say you want to watch this. I actually liked Assassination Classroom a lot. There were parts that had me, like I said, like the ending was a tearjerker. as Kuro Sensei, the alien, was teaching all the kids how to be better, bring out their strengths, he also helped with the delinquent kids that are actually delinquents be better. And like the redheaded kid on there, I'll probably put up a clip of him or a picture of him so you can see it a little bit better. I'm just putting it right here for right now. He was like the worst kid. He would actually fight adults, put an adult in the hospital, and he was really the main and quote unquote antagonist at the time that was really out to kill Kuro Sensei. The rest of the students were just there to like, you know, learn from him. They weren't really in the urge to have to kill this man or alien, because while he threatened to destroy the world, he was still like a really good person, a really good teacher. And but yeah, I would definitely say that with the characters, the plot of it, and the ending, I'm gonna give it a masterpiece. I'm gonna give it a masterpiece only because that it was short and to the point. I feel like the story had only one way to go, and as much as at the end of the show we didn't want it to happen, it ended up going to that way. The next one is Black Butler. So Black Butler, blah 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 blah. Black Butler. Black Butler is about this anime where this boy, he makes a deal with the devil. You know, a lot of these are about the devil and making deals with them. And he wants the devil to serve him so that way he can, if I remember correctly, he wasn't out to kill anyone. I believe he was out to bring like honor to his family, because his family was like his family's business was going under. Actually, no, he was looking for the killers of his parents, and so he made a deal with the devil Sebastian to help him find who his parents' murderers were. And the anime, I will have to give it. It's gonna have to get a good to me. It's gonna actually no because no, it's gonna have to get a good for me. It's gonna have to get a good for me too. Only reason why it's getting the good is because Sebastian, and this is just the, I guess the lughead jughead blasting explosions in me type of anime watcher. That Sebastian, for being a demon and being the devil and having powers, we never saw him do anything supernatural. Everything he did, peak human feats. He was either jumping really high, throwing stuff at good accuracy, having human strength, superhuman strength. There wasn't really anything supernatural. And in the instance where there was a moment where we had a fight between him and an angel, he told Cyrus, which is the boy, Cyrus or CL, I think it's CL, to look away or to close his eyes, so that way he could go full power, because he could go full, go to his final form. And we couldn't even see that. Like, and I look back into the manga, you don't see it either. So like, I felt like that was the massivest cock tease ever, because this person said that he had powers and he was the demon or he was the devil, and we never got to see these powers. You know what? Actually saying it out loud, you get a fine, because I was really upset with that. The anime looks amazing, and the characters, I love the characters, I do. But that whole ending, the ending, that wasn't the ending. That was season 1 ending. The official ending to the anime, I'll give you a good, because the official ending to the anime was actually better than the first season ending. The first season ending was ass. The second season ending was better. And then they have a spinoff where CL is is Alice in Wonderland. That one's actually pretty good too. So, 2 out of 3, you get a good. 2 out of 3, you get a good. Black Clover. Black Clover is an anime about this boy who does not have any magical powers in a world full of wizards. And everyone gets a grimoire or a book that tells you a spell, and when he gets his, it's a black book. And his ability the ability that comes from that is to cancel out other people's magic. This man is so toxic that he can cancel out other people because he didn't have magic. No one can have magic. That's not the actual case. He's not actually toxic. He's an orphan. and his best friend is also an orphan, and they're working together to become, well, not together, but they're working to become the next Wizard King. And as he becomes the Wizard King, or as he goes the journey to become the Wizard King, he joins this guild called Black Clover, or the Black Bulls. I think it's the Black Bulls. This show is a relatively new anime, and it has a lot of similarities to other previous animes that have already came out. So it kind of gets a little bit of a flack because, can't remember his name, but the main character yells a lot like other anime characters. He starts off being the lowest level fighter or lowest level character, and he becomes the strongest character. As he goes around, he makes friends wherever he goes, being the outcast of it. I just listed off like 3 or 4 animes right there that just has all of that in it. As well as the side characters. The side characters, like his friend, is the brooding stoic type that's better than the actual main character. Or their friend, one of the members of Black Clover or Black Bulls, has to prove herself because she comes from a rich family and they look down at her because her magical power is not as nearly as strong as the others. Or even the sensei that comes from a faraway place and has darkness powers. It has a lot of similarities to other animes. Personally, I don't too much like Black Clover, not because of the examples I gave, more so the fact that Asuka yells way too fucking much throughout the anime that I'm at to right now. His powers, I do like his powers because he doesn't have any powers. He had to get strong on his own. So he had to work out and he had to just build his own strength up. And so his power is that he does not give up no matter what. And he uses his blades, these black blades, with his strength to knock motherfuckers out. So like people will be like, there's no way that he is this strong. And he'll cancel out their magic and dunk the fuck out of them. And then like, oh my God, this motherfucker is he's just a lughead. He's just strong for no fucking reason. And I like that about him. The music, the OT and the ending song, the intro music and the outro music, they go dummy for no fucking reason. I like that. And the fight scenes are good. I will definitely give them that. The plot is the only thing that I don't like, and some of the characters, only because some of the characters are too shonen. Like there's this character that loves his sister, to the point of which that whenever he thinks of his sister, his nose bleeds. You don't know what that means. Typically in anime, that means that this person has thought of this person in a very lewd way. That's normally what it means. When Master Roshi goes to look at Boma, his nose is bleeding. When Jiraiya Sensei is going to do his research, his nose is bleeding. Hell, when Soul finds a cat witch and she's bathing in the bathtub, his nose is bleeding. That's normally what it means. Is they've seen this person or thought of this person in a lewd way, and so their head has gotten really hot and their nose is bleeding. This character does this a lot, but he does not want to do anything to his sister, mainly because that it's his sister, and 2, she is really, really little. We're talking lolly size little. So it's a little weird, but like he doesn't really want to do anything. He just loves his sister. It's creepy. I'm gonna have to give Black Clover a fine. It's gonna have to be the first fine. It doesn't deserve to be trash because if you take away the characters, some of the characters I like, the plot is but the outro and intro and the fight scenes, that's what sells me. That's what sells me into this, so it deserves a fine. We get up to Bleach. Now, back in the day of old, take you back, Samurai Jack back. We go to the big 3. You had Naruto, you had One Piece, and then you had Bleach. Bleach was unfortunately the ugly stepsister of the big three. We had Naruto, which, it started off being about ninjas. Somehow we got into like aliens and blast and planetary devastations and all that other shit. Then you have the One Piece, friendship, and a group of pirates that has still kept going. I am damn near 30. at the time of this recording. I'm not actually 30, but I'm close to 30 at the time of this recording, and we have not figured out what the fuck the One Piece is. It's ridiculous. And then we have Bleach. Bleach is about this main character, Isuke, Ichigo Urameshi, and he can see ghosts. He becomes a Soul Reaper due to he becomes a Soul Reaper, which are basically Grim Reapers or Shimigamis, Grim Reapers, because the actual Grim Reaper or Shimigami that's there. What's her name? Hiriko. I can't remember her name, but she was in danger. She was getting beat up by a Grim. Grim are the souls of humans that don't go on to the other life, to the afterlife. They stay on Earth and they develop a mask and they become demons. Unfortunately, Rikria, I'm gonna put her name down here. Fuck it, I can't say it. Was not able to beat this Grim, and so she gave Ichigo her power to fight. And Ichigo took more power than she was expecting, turning her human and him into a Soul Reaper. And he became the human world Soul Reaper for a good amount of time. The only issue with Bleach, it deserves the praise that it gets. It deserves some of the slack that it gets. The manga, they finished it. There were some good parts of the manga. The only gripe I have about the manga is that Ichigo has more costume changes and more abilities than damn near Goku. If you don't know, Goku has multiple transformations. Ichigo damn near has like one or two above him. But once we get to a point where Ichigo combines all of his powers, we never got to see him we never got to see him use it. The only chance you can see Ichigo use all of his powers at once is if you play the fucking Jump Force game, which that is some hot ass. But the show itself was long. People like to meme a lot that the One Piece is long. Ichigo was best way I could describe it, a cheetah on a treadmill. It's going fast, but for nowhere. It's going nowhere fast. It has a lot of side characters. It has a lot of filler arc about the side characters. And when we get to the actual scenes of the main arcs, the main arcs are not nearly as long as the filler to get to the arcs. I did like Ichigo. I did like Bleach. A lot of the characters I did fuck with, like Ichigo, the red hair guy with his Bankai blade, which I forgot to mention. Their blades are the extension of their spiritual pressure. Depending on how powerful your spiritual pressure is how powerful your Bankai or your blade is. Ichigo's at the start of it was just a regular old big ass sword, but that was because he was borrowing Rukia's power. Eventually he developed his own Bankai, and it was this big ass kitchen knife. I'm not joking. It is literally a big ass kitchen knife that he would then transform into a sleeker black blade, which he would then use the single attack that he would never need to change ever. There are other characters besides, no, because even Goku has a couple other attacks. Ichigo is the only person I know that has one attack that does everything. He uses his Getsugai Tencho as his Bankai blade. But I digress. Bleach, I will give you great only because the manga has finished and the manga ending was not the best, but the anime didn't even get to finish at all. They're bringing it back now, and so I'm waiting to see how the anime finishes it. My Hero Academia. Ooh, okay. So, My Hero Academia is about an anime where this boy has literally no powers. Sounds familiar? In a world full of heroes that has powers. Sounds familiar. Because of the fact he has no powers, he still wants to prove himself to be a hero. Throughout the journeys of him growing up into a teenager, he still has no powers. He's waiting on to have powers. His antagonist friend, so to speak, Bakugo, has powers. He has one of the coolest powers ever. I can't think of it, like when two parents that have powers come together, they can either add those two powers to their kid, making them very strong, or in Deku's case, they have no powers at all. Bakugo would always bully Deku because of the fact that he has no powers. He wants to be a hero, but he is quirkless. That's the term, quirkless. They all have quirks. Deku's dream is to be the number one hero, like his role model or the person he looks up to, All Might. All Might is the number one hero. They have ranking systems of heroes. All Might is the number one hero of this world, and so he wants to be like All Might. Throughout one instance, they met up with each other, and Deku was like, "Can I get your autograph?" But All Might was trying to get away because at the time he had a timer on his abilities. We come to find out that due to a battle that All Might had, he sustained such grave injuries that he cannot hold his transformations for much longer. He is losing his powers because he can't hold it. So what he needs to do is to transfer his powers to someone that he can trust to become the next hero of justice. He passed those powers on to Deku after teaching Deku how to get stronger. He has to get his physical strength up again. Otherwise, using the powers will destroy his body. So throughout the anime, you see Deku lift weights, get stronger, just like go from being flabby 12-year-old to damn near mini strongman competitor. Woo, that took me a while. And I will say that this anime is really good. I do like it. The fight scenes are amazing. The characters are amazing. Deku, he is, his whole thing is that he has to prove himself to not only to All Might but to his friends, to himself and to his friends, because like I said, at the start of it, when he would use All Might's powers, he would break fingers, he would break bones, he would damage himself. And it wasn't really until like not even halfway, like a third into the anime, we find out that, hey, if he doesn't figure out another way of using his quirk, he will sustain irreparable damage to his body. And he learned a new way to use his attack. He learned a new way to use his powers, while also strengthening his body to be able to handle the full strength of All Might's power. We're at the villain arc, which I could be wrong. The anime is still ongoing. I have a certain thing about certain types of animes. Certain animes, I have no problem with watching it subbed. Some of it, I don't mind watching it dubbed. If I feel like there are people that there are voice actors that I know dubbed, I will continually to watch it dubbed. All Might plays the voice actor that does All Might does the voice acting for Vegeta, Piccolo, and Zoro. He's Chris Sabat. So like I kind of listen because I like listening to his voice as well as when I'm editing. But I did watch the anime up into the anime is up to, at least the dub when I'm watching it, is up to the Lemillion arc or the overhaul arc, and that arc itself was very, very good. The graphics and the animation was top tier. They were just coming off of doing they were just getting ready to start to do the movie To Justice, and that movie was amazing. I really, really like My Hero. For what I've been seeing in the manga, is going to go to a dark turn, and I'm here for it. Especially the main character Deku. I will have to give it, as of right now, it's not a masterpiece because the anime is not over. It is a great though. This one I haven't seen. Dragon Ball Z. Okay, so Dragon Ball Z, I'm gonna be honest with you guys, it's not a masterpiece. It's not perfect. Dragon Ball Z is great for the fact that, one, it's not done technically. If we count this as just Dragon Ball Z, Dragon Ball Z is done. Dragon Ball Z is great. What could have made it a masterpiece? It depends on how you look at it. If it had stopped at the Cell Saga, masterpiece. Great passing of the torch. We went on to the Buu Saga. Not the best. But if we take in the fact that Dragon Ball Z and now Dragon Ball Super is now on, Dragon Ball Super is basically the Goku and Vegeta show. Quick rundown of Dragon Ball Z for those that don't know. Oh god, this is a lot. You know what? It's a lot to go through for Dragon Ball Z. Just let you know, it's great. It's great. It's not anything to talk about because I stopped here right at the Cell Saga, trying to recap this, and I just don't have it in me. I really don't. The show was great. The fight scenes are good. The characters are good. Super is just the Vegeta and Goku show, and GT. It really should have ended with GT. Fairy Tail. Whew. Fairy Tail is a show about wizards. Yes, I know. And they form a guild to become the strongest wizard group. There's not a single person like Black Clover. It's a whole guild of people. Fairy Tail is a show basically about, if you have a group of people that you care about, you guys can overthrow anything. The whole main point of this anime is that the power of friendship can overthrow anything. Anything. You can beat anything with the power of friendship. It's good. It's good. Yeah. That's about it. It's good. I liked it. I liked it for what it is. I liked Fairy Tail for what it is. The main character, Natsu, is a dragon slayer. He has dragon slayer magic. Unfortunately, he never kills a dragon. And what gives them the power to become a dragon slayer is that they are raised by dragons. So to be a slayer of the dragon the magic that he learned from this dragon, which is fire breathing dragon, he's a fire breathing dragon slayer. He learned this magic from a dragon that raised him when he was a child. How the fuck am I supposed to slay something that raised me as a child? That doesn't make any sense. And all of the dragon slayers, because it's an ancient technique, were all raised by dragons that taught them their magic. So like, I don't see how you're supposed to kill something that raised you. Like, that doesn't make any sense. So it's good. Fist of the North Star. I have not seen it. I've heard good things about it, but I have not seen it. Basically from what I was told is that this main character, Kinjaru, if he touches you at any certain point in your body, he can blow you up. You're already dead. He just has to make contact and you're dead. It sounds interesting. I just never gotten the chance to watch it. I might have to watch it because it does sound good. Full Metal Alchemist. Full Metal Alchemist, this is Brotherhood. So Full Metal Alchemist, we're going to go up here. We're going to go up here for top because perfect. Because I like Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood more than I like Full Metal Alchemist, the regular edition. Mainly because the ending was more canon to the manga as opposed to Full Metal, which you had to watch the movie to get the satisfied ending to. Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood was about these two brothers who lost their mother due to illness. Their father has fucked off and has left somewhere, and they now are going to rebuild her. They're going to make her back. They're going to bring her back. And so in this world, you can make anything with equivalent exchange. So that's equivalent exchange. What's that mean? That means is that for me to make something, I have to take something away or break it down. So in their minds, they could rebuild their mother by basically rebuilding a human body. Anything it takes to make a body, they can find that, put that ingredients together, and then bring that back. The only issue is that they need a soul, and that human transformation is taboo. They didn't give a fuck about that. They wanted their mother back. They were tired of being boys without their mother, and so what they did was they rebuilded her, and they gave a little bit of their blood, which in their mind was soul of their mother, to bring her back. Unfortunately, this human transformation did not work, and Alphonse, the tin can that's in the back, lost his body, while Ed lost his arm and his leg. He lost his leg to the taboo, but when he found out that L lost his body, he lost his arm to bring back Alphonse. So now their new journey is to figure out a way to bring back Al's body. They've given up trying to bring back their mother. Ed just wants his brother back. He just wants his brother to have his body back because Ed is trapped, not Ed. Al is trapped in that armor. He can't sleep. He can't eat. He's just a soul in a suit. But yeah, I would definitely say you guys should definitely go watch Full Metal Alchemist. Really, all of these, except for Boruto and a little bit Black Clover, I would not recommend you guys watching. It wouldn't be up to your time. But damn near the rest of these, I do think you guys should watch. This one I haven't seen, but I do know it's a parody of damn near every other shonen anime. Hunter x Hunter. It is with a sad heart that I'm gonna have to say I'm gonna have to just give it a good, because I really was never into Hunter x Hunter when it came out. I know that Karapika and Killua are the like the one of the best two characters. Gon is he is the, you know, dumb strong character. Just he's strong for no fucking reason. His whole mission is to find his dad, and his dad also fucked off and left him. He literally his dad's name is Gone, and his dad's name is Going, or Going, and his name is Gone. And Going just left his son. He just left his son with his aunt and fucked off. And Gon's whole mission was to go find his father. And the only way he can find his father is to be the same thing his father is, which is a hunter. And the anime's not even the manga's not even done. The writer that does Hunter x Hunter, he's in love as well as dealing with some type of sickness, and so he doesn't care about finishing this. I won't say he doesn't care, but he has more important things to do than to finish this anime. While we're still on this author's anime, we'll go to Yu Yu Hakusho. Yu Yu Hakusho is also top tier. Yu Yu Hakusho is about this boy Yusuke Urameshi. He is a delinquent that does not give a fuck about anybody else. Maybe his mama, but doesn't give a fuck about anybody else. Until he sees a kid playing with a ball and is about to get hit with a truck, and he decides to rescue this kid while getting hit. Unfortunately, he was not supposed to die this soon. The whole beginning part of this anime is that he is being judged by the higher ups to see if he deserves a second chance at life. He eventually does deserve a second chance at life, and he becomes this world's spirit detective. And he goes and helps out the gods of the higher ups, protect over the Earth world in case any demons goes through. I had to say that Yu Yu Hakusho is also top tier, mainly because of the fact that the fight scenes were amazing, the storyline was amazing, the manga, it did it justice. I will say that the manga was a little longer only because they further gave plot to when they further gave us more story. They gave us more story when Yusuke was in the spirit world trying to get his body back. So we got to see other things that he had to do. In the anime, they kind of condensed it a little shorter. But I think it was pretty good. I actually liked it. The ending was pretty good. The ending and the anime ending and the manga ending are a little different, but the endings both panned out really well. I did like them a lot. Inuyasha. Now, I'm gonna give it a masterpiece only because the second one, the new one has came out, and the sequel to it has came out, and even though the sequel to it is not technically on this list, it still counts. So Yu Yu Hakusho, I keep saying that. So Inuyasha. First off, Inuyasha is my toxic king. Again, don't argue with me, argue with your mother. This man is a half demon. He wants to become a full demon, and so for him to become a full demon, he needs this sacred jewel shard. But the only person that has this sacred jewel shard is a priestess by the name of Kikyo. Kikyo has been holding on to this sacred jewel shard because if a demon or a half demon wants to get this, they can become very powerful. While Inuyasha is trying to steal the sacred jewel shard, he starts to develop feelings for Kikyo, and they start to date. While they're dating, Kikyo meets this bandit that's on the verge of dying. We're gonna call him Naraku. He becomes Naraku. I can't remember his name at this time, but he becomes Naraku because while he's dying and he sees that Kikyo is in love with this other person, demons sense his hatred and his bloodlust, and he says that, hey, demons, if you inhabit my body, use my body to allow me to move again and get revenge and let me get the woman that I will love, you can have my body, basically. So they do, and he becomes Naraku. And Naraku transforms into Inuyasha, so that way transforms into Inuyasha and kills and kills Kikyo, blaming Inuyasha for it. And then and then Naraku transforms into Kikyo and starts to attack Inuyasha and pits them against each other until the point at which Inuyasha goes to the village that Kikyo has the sacred shards, takes the shard, and tries to run away. And while he's running away, Kikyo, the real Kikyo, shoots a sacred arrow at him, pinning him to a tree and keeping him asleep for a great deal of time. We fast forward to present day, and we are introduced to this girl, Kagome. Kagome is a 12-year-old girl. She just trying to do her best in high school or in middle school. They make it seem like it's in high school, but elementary or middle school. One thing led to another. She falls into a well, and she gets transported to the not prehistoric era, but the feudal Japan era, and she finds Inuyasha pinned to the tree. She lets go of his she frees him from the arrow, and that starts off the journey. Whew. The only issue with Inuyasha, besides the fact that, you know what, actually no, I can't give it a masterpiece. You gotta get great. You're gonna have to get it great. It is a lovesick anime. Not meant to be a lovesick anime. The reason for why it's a lovesick anime is because Inuyasha loves Kagome. At first, he doesn't love Kagome. He loves only Kikyo. But he starts to realize that Kikyo and Kagome act similar, and they act similar, but they're also still different. And while he's hanging out with Kagome, he starts to develop feelings for Kagome. And while he starts to become more in love with Kagome, they bring back Kikyo. Like, they bring her body back. She's a reanimated husk of the woman, but she's still herself, and she needs to steal off souls to survive. She's a menace to this world, but she decides to stay. Inuyasha knows all of this, knows that he is doing damage to Kagome because he keeps going back to Kikyo every time that she's around, and he does not care. This man wants his cake and eats it too. He wants both of it. He wants Kagome and he wants Kikyo. And when there are times when they argue, him and Kagome argue, and they fuck off for like a good 20 minutes of the anime, we get those 10 minutes of them talking shit and then running back yelling, Inuyasha! Kagome! Inuyasha! Kagome! And it happens like that. It's back and forth for like a good 15 minutes. Like the last couple of minutes of the anime and the beginning couple of minutes of the anime are them arguing and them fighting. The middle part is them not talking to each other and trying to figure out how they're gonna fight to save the world. Kagome going back to her place, and then Inuyasha following her back to her place, and then they're coming back to the feudal Japan area. That's basically the anime. Rinse, repeat. They argue. She says fuck you or sit, which makes him actually sit. She goes back home. Inuyasha follows her. Inuyasha gets her to come back. They fight a monster, and then they break up and they're mad again. That is the show for like seasons. That is the show. The only other interesting parts about it is that Inuyasha has a half brother named Shishomaru that's full demon, and every time Shishomaru sees Inuyasha, it's on sight. Like, Shishomaru does not fuck with his brother because of the fact that his brother is the younger brother, and their dad gave him the stronger sword while giving Shishomaru the weaker sword. And so because of that, he just doesn't fuck with Inuyasha. And Shishomaru can't even take the better sword because his father put an enchantment that only half demons or humans can touch the blade. Any full demon tries to touch it, they get their hand burned. So Shishomaru being a full demon, he can't touch the blade. Like, it's always on sight. And so there are some interesting parts about Inuyasha. I gotta give it a grade. I'll give it a grade. JoJo Bizarre Adventures. We will be playing a game for JoJo when this video comes out. I've already started doing the recordings for it, but we will be playing a JoJo Bizarre Adventures game, so I'll save the story for it. But I will say that it's a story about a family of people named JoJo. And it's still ongoing. The anime I like it. I like it a lot. I won't give it a masterpiece, but I do like it a lot. I'm going to have to give it a great. All of the characters are interesting and colorful, very colorful, and I just love the show. I love season 2 up to at least season 5. Season 1 or part 1 is a little slow, but I love Jonathan Joestar and Ario Speedwagon for part 1 are amazing. Dio Brando, like, he is top tier best villain ever, and he gets his shine in season 3 or part 3. And then, part 6, I'm still watching it on Netflix. I've heard good and bad results about part 6, and then part 7 and part 8 are supposed to be where the show picks back up again. But yeah, I'll give you guys more information on JoJo's when I play the game for it. But just know it deserves a grade. It's a really good anime. I will let you guys know it's 8 parts in the manga, 6 parts in the anime. Part 1's a little slow. Part 2 gets good. Part 3 is when it hits its grind. Part 4 takes a little bit of a villain of the week type beat, and part 5 is also when it hits its peak again. Magi, I've seen it. I won't give it trash. It just was not my type. It wasn't my type of thing. So I got to give it a fine. It's about a world of shamans, and that's about it that I remember about it, guys. I'm gonna be honest with you. It doesn't deserve trash because the characters were good. The storyline, it bored me a little bit, but the characters plot were good. I did like the characters design. I like the powers, and I like the character growth. It's just that the plot itself was hard. It was really hard to get through. Seven Deadly Sins. Seven Deadly Sins, I'm going to have to give it... Okay, so Seven Deadly Sins is going to have to get a... It's going to have to get a masterpiece. No, because the last season wasn't good. It really wasn't. The anime is getting a great. The manga would have gotten masterpiece or top. Seven Deadly Sins is about a group of these 7 knights are the strongest knights of this world. And they consist of Merlin, Meliodas, Bon, Escanor, King, missing Diane, and Gunther. There are 7 deadly sins, and something happened during a war, and they were blamed for a death of one of their holy knights, and they had to disband and go all around the world to so that way people didn't try and find them because they became wanted criminals. The first season was good. The second season where it kind of got a little bit difficult, because after the first official season, they started to do parts of the second season. So they would do a little bit of a world building arc for it, and then the next arc was the demons arc, which we find out that one of the holy knights was actually evil, and it wasn't the one that was supposed to be evil in the show. And he brings back the demon realm, the demon clan, and they start to destroy Britannia. And Meliodas and the 7 deadly sins now have to fight the 12 commandments, and it becomes the commandments versus the sins. And there's a spoiler in the midst of the show. We meet the rest of the sins, which there are, like I said, Meliodas, the dragon sin of rage, Bon, the fox sin of greed, King, the bear sin of sloth, Merlin, the boar sin of gluttony, Gunther, the goat sin of lust, Diane, the serpent sin of envy. I think it's envy. And then finally, your boy Escanor, the lion sin of pride. That is the top tier, man. I will definitely say that if you must see any parts of the show itself is amazing. I did like the show. I did like the show a lot. When they finally got to a certain part that the manga did so well, I was so upset because the anime did not do well. The last two seasons were not animated as great as the manga showed, and that's why it really deserves a very good, but because of the fact that I can't put my boy Escanor, the man that my whole channel is my channel profile is depicted from, I can't put him in great. I can't put him in very good because who decided that? Who decided that I put him in very good? I didn't decide that. So he has to go into great. Meliodas and the rest of them are good, but Escanor deserves very great. Naruto. We're gonna put that. I can't do that. We're gonna put that Naruto masterpiece. Naruto is a masterpiece. We don't count Boruto because it's a different name show altogether, but Naruto is a masterpiece. Again, don't argue with me, argue with your mother. And Naruto is really good. Naruto starts off it starts off really good. You get a world building aspect of Naruto. You find out what he's all about. That even though people hate him, he starts off as he's a bit of an asshole, but he's an asshole because of the fact that people didn't fuck with him. People treated him like an outcast and like a loner, and so he had to act up to get people to actually notice him. And when he finally graduated and was part of a team, Team 7, he was part of a team, Team 7, which consisted of Sakura and Sasuke and Kakashi. They taught him that, well, they all taught each other that you can be a splendid ninja and, you can start caring about people. Naruto and Sasuke became like the staple antagonist and protagonist, where Sasuke is the far better person, far better student, because he came from a clan of people that had very, very strong visual powers, the Sharingan that can copy anything. Their bodies were naturally enhanced. They were the strongest of the clans. And then Naruto, who basically had no powers or had no natural ability at all, he had to learn how to get stronger. He also had to learn to befriend the demon fox that's inside of him, Kurama. And as he became a better ninja, he became the village hero, and people started to recognize him and acknowledge him. Somewhere throughout the line, we became invaded with aliens, and we get Boruto. I don't know how that happened. I really don't. We were going through a journey of an orange suited ninja, becoming the village leader, and then next thing I know, we're fighting aliens. I don't know how this happened, but the beginning part of Naruto and Naruto Shippuden, before we became, intergalactic warriors, you deserve a masterpiece. I like Naruto. Naruto deserves a masterpiece. This one I haven't seen. One Piece. The meme, and I will always say that the meme is that One Piece is too fucking long. I don't have time to watch it. It's bad because it's fucking long, but it's really not bad. It's not. One Piece is really good. The characters are colorful. The cast is wonderful. People. It's a group of. Wait a minute, you guys have already seen this. You're already watching the story of One Piece. I'm not going through this. Fuck this. I will give it, while I won't give it a masterpiece because it's not done, I will give it a great. The masterpiece is really for done animes. I'm gonna be honest with you. Masterpiece is for done animes. Great is for, you're not done, or you're still ongoing, and there's still parts that it just wasn't on the top tier. One Piece, you're not a masterpiece because your anime is still going, but you are really good. I will say though, if the One Piece is the friends we made along the way, it will deserve top tier. It will be perfect. If it's the friends we made along the way, it is perfect because of the fact that the whole premise of this show is that friendship. It's not as bad as Fairy Tail because the power of friendship does not get them far, but the power of friendship is what makes them keep going. Like the reason why Luffy has found his crew is because these are people that he care about, and no matter what, he will fight for these people. No matter if they leave him or they have a disagreement or what, even if they rob him, he will fight for these people because he loves them so much. I'll give it to him. I'll give him a great. Haven't seen this. Rurouni Kenshin. By Tosa the Manslayer. I actually like the anime. Unfortunately, the anime did not finish The manga, I believe the manga did finish. The anime itself did not finish. The anime is about uh this swordsman. I can't think of the term for it. It starts with an R. Ronin. He is a samurai that has lost his way, and during one of Japan's great wars, he became the Batosa the Manslayer, and he was killing through a bunch of people. And his master did not approve of that. He didn't approve of it at the end of it, and so he decided to no longer kill. He fights with a reverse blade. So instead of killing the people that he fights, he incapacitates or knocks them out. And that's the whole thing about the anime, is that he refuses to kill. And as far as I've seen, he has not killed anyone in the anime. The anime is really good. I just wish they just finished it. Um because they haven't finished it and it's been so long, I don't think they will. I'm gonna have to give it a good. I'm gonna have to give it a very good. The the main fight, between Kenshin and this guy, the fight ended into a timeout because the villain. I won't ruin it, but the fight could have been better. The end fight could have definitely been better. Uh, Samurai Champloo. Samurai Champloo is a. It's not done. The show isn't finished. The anime is not finished. The manga, I believe, is done, but I'm gonna have to give it a grade. I'm gonna have to give it a grade only because the music to Samurai Champloo is really good. The characters are amazing. The storyline is good, but they just didn't finish it. It's like one of the animes that you're enjoying, that you're excited for, that you found. Like, okay, so like, let me break it down to you. You're looking for a new anime to watch. You're watching this anime and you're happy for it, you're excited for it, you're ready for the next episode, and then you find out that it's ended and that there is no season 2. The author has either died or the funding of it has just stopped and there's just no ending to it. That's what Samurai Champloo is. It deserves a great because of the fact that like I said, the music was good, the characters were good, the plot of it was good. There's just no season 2. There's no satisfied end to it. It's about these 3 people. The girl is looking for her father, and all she knows is that he smells like sunflowers. And so these other 2 guys are helping her find her father. And once they found her father, them 2 are gonna go at it, and they're gonna fight each other. But till then, they were looking to find her father that smells like sunflowers. And that's it. Haven't seen and haven't seen, haven't seen, haven't seen. Okay, we're at the last 3. Whew, okay. These are heavy hitters. Tokyo Ghoul, top tier. No, masterpiece. I give it a masterpiece. It's not top because the end of season 1 to leading up to season 2 was jarring, and they don't explain what happened to a main character in season 2. You have to read the manga to find out. But Tokyo Ghoul is about this boy who becomes a ghoul and human. Like, okay, so if you guys ever see me do this or this, I can't get it pop again, but the one that popped over here is from a scene in this show. And Tokyo Ghoul is about this boy who becomes half human, half ghoul because he was dating this ghoul that was trying to get him away so that way she can eat him. And through an accident, she dies and parts of her organs go into this character. And in this world, ghouls are humans, I guess, that eat people to survive. They look like regular people like you and me, but their eyes can turn red and they get a kakui, and a special ability. And they go through this world and they just try to live the best life that they can. Some ghouls don't like to eat human, besides the fact that they have to survive. And it says that a ghoul can eat 1 human and can sustain life for about 7 weeks or so. But there are ghouls that just keep eating human. They are bingers. and that's what the chick that was trying to eat the main character, uh, Rise, that was her name, Rise, and she was trying to eat Kaneki. There we go. I'm remembering these names now. I'm remembering these names. Ken Kaneki and Rise. Ken Kaneki is the main character, and Rise was the ghoul that was trying to eat him. Again, an accident had happened, which I don't think they tell us what happened. And I know they don't in the anime, but I don't know if they do in the manga what happened. But an accident had occurred, and Rise's organs had to go into Ken. And Ken becomes a ghoul. He doesn't want to become a ghoul, but as he starts to develop throughout the anime, he realizes that this lifestyle is what he is now. He is a ghoul, and the fight scenes are amazing. The turmoil we see that Ken has to go through. Like, this man starts off with black hair, and there's a thing where if you go through enough trauma, your hair will turn white. And there is a scene where this man goes through hell and back. And in the midst of this going, and then during going through hell and back, he has this inner turmoil with Rise, that is his ghoul side, that's telling him that, hey, if you keep living this way, you will die. People that you love will die. Now, are you gonna let this happen? And Ken is like, I can't let this happen. And he breaks free of the controls, and he breaks free, and he decides to be a ghoul. And after that part, the show just goes. And him becoming a ghoul is the best part of the show. It takes a bit of a turn season 2, because like he's a ghoul, but then he gets amnesia, and then he raises a group of kids that he like is his own. And it's a little weird. It is. I'm not gonna lie to you. It's a little weird. But after we get past that whole teacher arc, and it goes back to being straight just action, and him being a ghoul, and him finding the people that he loved, it hits again. It just goes back at it. I definitely would say you should definitely watch Tokyo Ghoul. If you don't watch it, definitely read it. Well, if you don't read it, definitely watch it. I would definitely say definitely watch it. Soul Eater. We're gonna save Attack on Titan at the end. Soul Eater. Soul Eater anime is very good. The manga is a masterpiece. No, the manga is top. The manga is top. Soul Eater is very good, mainly because of the fact that the ending was so bad. The ending was so bad. I was upset that I even watched the show, because I got so invested in the show that the ending just did not the ending didn't do good. It didn't do justice. But Soul Eater is about this world where there are weapons, and that there are weapon holders or meisters, and they all work for Death, the Grim Reaper, and the goal is for each meister to get their weapon, 100 Kishin souls or corrupted souls, and 1 witch's soul, so that way they can become a Death Scythe. And Death has 7 Death Scythes. He's just collecting more. And their goal is to make sure that no human becomes the next Kishin or the Kishin. Throughout the show, we meet our main characters, Maka, Soul, which they form a actual scythe. Black Star and Tsubaki, which they form ninja weapons. Well, Black Star is the Meister, Tsubaki is the ninja weapon, Maka is the Meister, and Soul is the Death Scythe. And then Kid Death and Patty and Selma and Patty, they're twin guns. The anime is good. Like I said, I like the anime up until the ending. The manga does it so much better. It does the show so much more justice. You meet a lot of the good characters. Characters get a lot of more time in. Deaths actually mean stuff. And it's just the ending between the Kishin and Maka is a lot better than it did in the anime. That's all I'm gonna say. You guys should definitely go watch it. And now finally we get to Attack on Titan. Attack on Titan is at the time of this recording, Attack on Titan is not done. So it's not a masterpiece, but I will say when it is finished, it will be a masterpiece. I will say for now, it is a great but it's just waiting for it to finish. It's waiting for it to finish to take up the masterpiece spot because of the fact that this man Aaron is single-handedly the smartest motherfucker in this world. Is the smartest motherfucker in this world. Okay, so Attack on Titan is this anime about these people that are stuck inside these walls, and all they know is inside the life inside the walls. They don't know what's happened. They don't know anything that's outside of the walls. They don't know what's past these walls. All they know is that if they get past the walls, they will be attacked by titans. Titans are these monster-like people. Well, they are these humanoid type monsters that walk around the outside of the walls and will eat them. And their whole goal is to figure out what's on the outside of this world, so that way they don't get. They're trying to figure out what's on the outside of this outside of the wall, so that way they can see what's the outside world. And the main character Aaron wants to see the outside world because he believes that there is life outside these walls. And an event happened that caused their world to crumble when one of the outside walls breaks down, and Aaron has to watch his mother get eaten by a titan. Excuse me. Throughout the show, we figure out that after Aaron watches his mother get eaten, he wakes up into the center walls. There's 3 walls with 3 areas. The center area being more of the richer estate, the richer people would stay. The middle walls is like where the middle class stays, and the outside wall is where the broke people stay, obviously. So with the outer walls destroyed, people have now migrated into the middle class area, and that's where Aaron is. And so Aaron now realizes that he will become a scout, or I think that's the term for them. They're a scout, the scouts team, which they go out and they fight titans, and they try and see what's more outside these walls. And Aaron wants to become a scout. He wants to do this because he wants revenge for his mother. He wants to kill all titans, and he does. He goes outside the walls, and he goes outside the walls to figure out what happened. He takes back his hometown. So with Aaron now being in the middle class area, middle class of the walls, trying to become a scout, he tells the scout commanders that his father told him that a way for him to defeat the titans is back at his house, is in the basement. And so the whole season 1 mission is to get into the basement. And once we get to the basement, the shit just hits the fans. We find out that there's more outside these walls, a lot more outside these walls, and we cut to like a time skip, a good time skip. And season two is fucked. And that's all I'm gonna say. Season 2 is fucked. Season 3 is fucked, and they are cock teasing us with this last chapter. So this last chapter, I'm not gonna say what's happening in the last chapter. Just know that we've not only found out what's life outside these walls is like. We find out who are the titans, where are they coming from, and we find out why titans are trying to kill us or trying to kill them. And the creators of Attack on Titan had said that when they were making the manga ending, that he was going to break a lot of faces with this ending. And this ending has taken so long because they keep doing final chapters. It's been final chapter 1, final chapter 2, and now we're gonna do the rumbling final chapter. And the rumbling final chapter is about to be some heat. It's about to be some heat. I will just say that whenever I have an image of Aaron trying to talk to somebody, long-haired Aaron trying to talk to somebody, just know I do not mean the best for them. I need them to do what I want them to do. Like, if you ever see this image, and I'm gonna put this image right here of me, like, of Aaron just looking down, trying to talk to somebody, and they just know I don't mean the best for them. I want them to do what I want them to do. It's great. It's great. It's holding the spot for masterpiece, but it is great. But that is the end of this list, guys. But thank you guys very much for stopping by. I have been your host, King Lion of Locks. This is my tier list of shonen animes. I might do another one later, maybe a waifu or a husbando list later. But let me know what you guys think about this list. If you disagree, if you wanna argue with me about it, please let me know in the comment section down below. Peace, guys.